Sugar by Jewell Parker Rhodes. Part 1, Chapter 2. Harvest is done. Tonight, folks are smiling, rocking, clapping hands. Everyone is happy, rich. Mr. Wills has paid us our dollars. Dollars won't last long. After we buy cloth, seeds, lamp oil, and chicken feed, we'll be just as poor as when we were slaves. But tonight, everyone is proud. Tonight is like Christmas. Tomorrow, everybody can rest. Thank the Lord, says Mr. Petey in his gravelly voice. Another harvest done. Thank goodness I can sleep. I think, thank goodness I can play. Go where I want. Do what I want. No need to wake early, says Mrs. Ellie, tired, her chin quivering. Sick or well, she cuts cane. Like me, she has no blood family. I'll sleep till noon. I'll be up at sunrise. The campfire crackles. Everybody's outside our stuffy shacks. Stars are blinking. A breeze carries wet air from the Mississippi. No work tomorrow, shouts Mr. Beale, stretching his fingers toward the moon. All along his arms are scars, thick and knotted. He smiles at me. I smile back. I love Mr. Beale. He tells me stories even though Mrs. Beale thinks they're useless. You could be working, eating, sleeping. She says, disapproving. Made-up stories are a waste of good time. I'm hoping Mr. Beale will tell one of his brother rabbit and hyena tales. Tell how rabbit tricked hyena into falling in the river, how hyena got stuck on a mountain ledge, how rabbit always fools mean hyena. My eyes are heavy. Last day of harvest is as hard as the first. Lizzie sits down beside me, tugging her shift over her knees, her hands folded primly in her lap. Hey, I say. Hey, she answers, her mouth downturned. Since the Johnsons and their boys, Mo, Charlie, and Lloyd, went north, she's been lovesick. Lizzie's stuck on Mo even though he's got big ears, big teeth. Lizzie's my only friend. When we aren't working, we've always had fun together. We're the only kids left. But Lizzie doesn't climb trees anymore. She sighs instead. She doesn't run. She swishes. And she doesn't like pranks. Childish, she says. Let's play rope, I say, tomorrow, early, first light. No. Next day? We'll see. Looking right, I can see the horizon, a red glow for miles in the darkness where the sugar cane used to be. I can even see clear to the big house, its windows glowing. Mr. and Mrs. Wills are having a party, too. Manon and Annie, the house servants, roasted a pig. I twirl my pigtail around my finger, scratch the scab on my knee. Mr. Waters, the boiler man, plays a banjo made of wood and wires. One side of his face and arm are burnt pinkish white. Syrup in the cauldron bubbled and burst. His arm saved half his face. He plucks, delicate. Still, the sound is harsh and sweet, clanky and bright at the same time. I'm still hoping for a story. Old folks are dancing. Mr. Beale stomps his feet. Mrs. Beale claps. Mr. Petey pounds his thighs like a drum. Mrs. Celeste, whose job it is to watch the syrup cool and carefully separate brown crystals from white, is stepping side to side, twirling with an imaginary friend. I glance sideways at Lizzie. She's staring at nothing, yet her face is marked with longing. My friend has disappeared. Grown up. Gotten old. Older than me. Folks who left River Road hooted and hollered. Going north. Going to live up north. There's new life in the north. Even Mr. Beale's pretty daughter and eldest son got starry-eyed and caught north fever. They begged their parents to go with them. Mr. Beale told them, we're too old, too slow. I'm not too old or slow, but no one left will take me. Up north, I could find new friends, or old ones, Winnie, Charlie, and Ulysses, but I'm afraid to go by myself. No one who went north has ever come back. Still, it's a good night. My stomach is filled with red beans, a little pork. Tomorrow, I'll search for an eagle's nest. I smile, then quickly squeeze my lips shut. Mrs. Thornton is bearing down on me. I scramble up. Just 'cause she's the preacher's wife, she feels a calling, as Ma said, to fix everything and everyone. She's got her determined pity look. Pity poor me, she thinks. Pa gone, Ma gone. Scrawny, pitiful child, she says. This is what you need. I try to scramble away. She catches my sleeve and pushes a plate in front of my face. Bars caked with sugar. Squares of sickly sweet stuff. I gag. I can't help it. I cover my mouth, then drop my hands. I throw up. Mrs. Thornton screams, "Sugar!" Then I start to cry. Sugar is my name.